G'day, punters. Welcome to another massive edition of All In. We are covering off the Group 1 Sir Rupert Clark and the George Main Stakes at Randwick. And I'm joined by none other than Lewis Willoughby and Dean Watling. Louis, how are you, mate?
Yeah. Oh, look, I won't beat around the bush. I'm pretty devastated. Obviously, it was a hard watch yesterday afternoon, especially when you get kicked out by Souths. So, yeah, look, maybe I could go on and bag out Souths for 50 minutes on this podcast if I wanted to, Gannon, but I won't. I'll just keep it in the bag. Well done to Souths. Good luck in the finals. God, I hope Fitzgibbon and the Sharks beat you next week. I hope they flog you, but well done.
Could be worse, Louis. You could have had G. Buckley steer one into a brick wall the first at Tamworth. Anyway, Dean Watling, you're on fire. How are you, mate?
Going well, mate. I forgot this is a footy podcast, boys. I was trying to think what winner you had yesterday, Louis. But no, going well, Gannon. The track played fair on the weekend, which is nice to see. A couple of sick beats. A protest that probably shouldn't have been a protest, but the great game lives on.
Beautiful, boys. And look, let's get straight into it. We'll go straight to horse to follow, Dino, from the weekend. And Louis, then you hit us with a ride and I'll finish with a slaughter.
Yeah, 2 to follow from Rose Hill, Gannon. Flag of Honour was brilliant late in the piece. It's on track for a Dulcify next start, then a Spring Champion. So that horse is going very well and should be very much suited up in trip and in secret. I know she won. I know everyone saw the win, but the figures she returned, she should be firm favourite for mine for this Golden Rose. The boys have none, bar Jacquino. But in secret's absolutely flying. She's very, very classy. So there's 2 to follow. Louis, ride of the week.
Can I just say Golden Miles, not a chance?
On figures, in secret's gone about 2.5 lengths better than Golden Miles. So if they matched up tomorrow, I'd be absolutely chips in secret. Probably looking at the races on face value in the weekend, you'd probably have them pinned as equal, but reviewing times and sectionals, etc. Yeah, in secret quite in front of it.
Okay, very good. That was good to know. Ride of the week. This was a really easy one, boys. Craig Newitt on Buenos Noches. What a ride that was. He had the run established without a shadow of a doubt. Got rolled in on less than 2 lengths in front and took it to the steward's room. And Craig Newitt, QC, his new nickname, overturned the decision and upheld. Just happy, as I'm sure you boys are as well. Just the correct decision was made there in the end. So, Craig Newitt, well done, mate.
Slaughter of the week now goes to Lewis Willoughby. Ridiculous statement. Hand in hand, tied first with the Racing Victoria stewards and those who made that decision. That decision is awful. If you're going to start making decisions based on the horse should have won, that ride that was not established. Sorry, fair income. There's plenty of smarter people out there than you and me, Louis. James Cummings, really established former jockeys who have got out of the media and said that was not established, period. And I'm agreeing with those guys. I think it was a disaster. And, gee, it's hard, isn't it? You know, you create this thing last year in the Cox Plate, right? And you say, no, it has to be beyond reasonable doubt or whatever garbage they come out with, and they come with this big, strong line. And then all of a sudden you give that. Like, cool. If you give Animo the Cox Plate, I think people give less care about this result. But you don't give Animo the Cox Plate, and then you do this. Animo got rolled in on for 3,000 metres of the 2040. Sorry, boys. That's my slaughter.
Yeah. The problem is that there's never going to be a correct way of doing it that you're going to get the correct result 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Whether or not this was a shocker, sure, but there's been worse ones not overturned and less ones overturned. And I think it's just the way it's going to go. It's unfortunate. I do feel a bit for the stewards. They are put in a hard position where you can set a precedence with the Cox Plate one, for example, and then it comes to this and you overturn that and people automatically go, oh, you had to overturn the other one. It is hard. But, look, it was I was on Buenos Noches, and when I saw upheld, I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, and look, as you said, everything's a race-by-race basis. It's all great, but we don't want to get to a scenario it's like the NRL and you just dead set don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's why as a punter, you don't want that.
I'd prefer if they sided with advantage to the winning horse, and you sort of cop it on the chin, dismissed, I think, a lot more than upheld. But I just think the runner was never there. And the steward reports makes it even more murky. They said there was a neat run there. So they sort of agreeing with most punters saying there probably wasn't a run there. So, yeah.
And that's it, right? Like, talk me through that. There either is or there isn't. What's a neat run?
The other factor was the 2 lengths, though, which has to be taken into consideration. You can't roll on top of a horse unless you're 2 lengths clear. And I think that's what Blake Shin was trying to argue, that he was 2 lengths in front, whether he was or not. I don't know. We could sit on this for ages. There is no.
I don't think he was, to be fair. I don't know if he was 2 lengths in front.
But I think he rolled in before Boyness took the run. I think that's the thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, boys, we digress. It's been good fun chatting about that. Let's go straight into some Saturday winners, eh?
Yeah, so Sir Rupert Clarke is up this weekend in Melbourne. Just we'll do a quick little history of the Sir Rupert Clarke handicap race, 3-year-olds and up, 1,400 metres. Sierra Sue won it last year, carrying 52.5 kilos, was 8th up in the preparation and came through the PB Lawrence and the Fian. Of the last 6 winners, 5 have been 3rd up or longer, 4 of which have actually been 3rd up on the dot. Only first up winner was Jungle Cat back in 2018. A lot of them like to come through the Memsey as well. So if you're looking at those form lines, that's kind of who you want to be going for. As of time of recording, still don't have a market, but we do have, again, thanks courtesy of Trav Noonan, a likely field. Of course, they are rated in handicap conditions. Laws of Indices at 58 kilos with Cinnawon, the top weights at this stage. Other possible runners down the board: Ayrton, I Am Superman at around that 57. You've got Halal at 56, perhaps Asar at 54.5, Shayu 52.5. Then you've got horses Bankish Choice, Dragon Leap at 54, but they're just outside the field at this stage. And I Wish I Win, which I think was the favourite when that futures market was up, is carrying 53 kilos. If it makes it, Jamie Carroll take the ride, but it is 19th in order of entry. So that's an interesting one. Really keen to see this market to come out to see what happens there. I'll kick this one off quickly with my thoughts on the Sir Rupert Clarke. I know I just mentioned that only one horse in the past 6 years has won this first up, but I was just kind of trying to look a bit longer. And when I did see a market, I saw that Shayu was about $21 for this race. So I thought that was a good price. Got a great first up record. It's won 4 from 5 fresh. It's first up for the new camp now in the hands of Mick Price, I'm pretty sure, Michael Kent Jr. I think the trials it's had, although if you look at the number on the page, it's finished last and second last. Watch them. He's been just taken straight out the back and is trucking through the line really, really strong through the line. 52.5 kilos. That's a big positive in my mind. So, yeah, so Rupert Clarke, Shayu for me at what I think was a pretty good price when I did see the market earlier this morning. Gatto?
Sorry, mate, just checking to see if there's any markets out yet. Maybe you can do that while we're flying along here. But for mine, Dragon's Leap ran 4th in the Memsey. It's a Kiwi horse, for those of you who don't know. Ran 4th in Memsey. It was pretty good. It had every possible, I reckon, but was pretty good. That was 1,100 to 1,400. That was second up. So now we're looking 3rd up, 1,400. Ticks the Caulfield box. Fellas, you want to throw out the couple of names of horses that were thereabouts? What Warren for? I'm Thunderstruck. Went all right. What did it beat? Alligator Blood. Went all right.
Yep. I'm with you. I backed it that day. It was like 90s. It was a huge price.
It was 90s. And I'm hoping we get 40. If we can imagine with lob at 40s, mate. Yeah. It drops 4 kilos for this.
Yeah. And you know what? They wouldn't still be here if they didn't think it could run a race in some more Group 1s. I think that was the test. If it ran well in that race, they were going to keep it. If it didn't, well, see you later. So
Let's see if they throw up. Let's see if they throw up. I reckon I'd be happy to take anything 15s and above. I'll be happy to have a little bet with.
Dino, any thoughts?
No, I think I agree with both your sentiments. So, like, history sort of is against those first up and a couple of other things, but I think it's a race for the taking. There's no real standout horse in the field, so I wouldn't be surprised if something comes against the grain of recent times. So I find it a messy race in my head, so I'll leave you to experts to find the winners.
Beautiful. Let's push on to the Caulfield Guineas Prelude, 1,400 Group 3, 3-year-old Colts and Geldings, and a likely field. Again, courtesy of Trav Noonan, Aft Cabin for Jamie Carr and Godolphin. Amenable, Japanese Emperor was a pretty smart first up debut winner, rather. Other ones there, Meridius, Sir Bailey, Sir Juggernaut, and Sebenak. Dino, what are your thoughts on the Caulfield Guineas Prelude?
Yeah, I'm very keen. Af Cabin. I'm not sure what price they'll go up, but back to 1,400 meters was very good last start, and we've been praising Jacquinot for weeks about he's probably a top Golden Rose horse. Just a better setup, drier track as well, I think, which the horse needs hopefully this week. So I think it's one of the better bets all in this weekend. Just the price, we sort of haven't got that price out yet. I'm guessing it's going to be pretty short, but around that sort of $3 mark, I'd be happy enough to take. Gannon?
Super stuff, mate. Have to agree with you. Absolutely. Let's just see what the prices are. If you can get more than $3, could well be a bet there. And right before we close up on Melbourne there, guys, in the naturalism, very interested in see what price Shiraz opens up. Oliver is booked, and it was very, very impressive first up. So from the Waller yard, right? So they'll keep improving. So definitely just see if we can get double figures Shiraz and naturalism, worth a bet as well.
Beauty. I want to see what price Af Cabin goes up. I'm definitely in the camp of it with you guys, but I just wanted to play a bit of devil's advocate. And again, without seeing prices, I'll just tip Sebenak at the moment. To be fair, I thought his run first up was super underrated, ran sixth, but was making really good ground through the line in the sectionals. Confirmed that. Was not suited at all by Moonee Valley last time out. I think it is going to be third up here. I think it could be value in this. Again, I'm not knocking Aft Cabin at all. I'm firmly in Team Aft Cabin, but I just have a sense that it's going to come up pretty short, and Sebenak could be mid-double figures, closer to maybe even $20. I'm hoping, maybe. So I'd have to have some peanuts on it. But yeah, look, Aft Cabin could be pretty smart. And if Aft Cabin wins the Caulfield Guineas Prelude, gee, how good's Jacquinot going then? Because it went past it like it was glued to the ground. Let's talk about the shorts as we move to Sydney this week, and fan favourite for Mick Gannon Nature Strip heads the market with Tab, $2.80 it is. Eduardo at $4, Marzu $4.50, Classique Legion $8 with Lost and Running, Mask Crusader at $11. I don't know if there's rain scheduled again this week. Overpass at $15. Bit of course, as it can be, a bit of an Everest clash, Everest trial here, where they all start to come together. I'll head to you, Gano. You're with Nature Strip, I'm guessing.
I'm with Nature Strip, mate. $2.80. Dino shot me a text quick. Nature Strip $2.80, and I was like, oh, it's nearly did pull the trigger, but I just
that's big.
Hey,
that's big. I thought it would open sub 250. Surely.
Yeah, and it's nothing against the horse. I think the horse is going to win the Everest. I just got no idea what they've done with it, right? So it's just come back. It's just come back from overseas. It's lobbed. It's had one nice trial. You just don't know where it's up to. For mine, I'll be cheering it. I think it wins the Everest. Can I take $2.80? Geez, I nearly did. Buckley didn't put me into a wall in the first. I probably would have. Would have been on a bit of a roll. I think Nature Strip's the one. I'll tell you, Louis, worth noting, there is, I think it was like 15 mils of rain coming on Thursday. It doesn't stop raining here. Once or twice a week, we're getting 10 to 15 mils of rain. So that's looking at Randwick in the soft six. We'll probably get to a good 4 by Thursday, and then you get 8 to 15 mils. The rail is in true position. Dino, you know what happens when the rail's in true position, mate. You don't want to be anywhere near the joint. So away from the rail. What do you like?
Interesting point. I've got no real opinion on the race. The thing I like is that the top 5 horses in the race all handle wet, so we should see a cracking race. Interesting point that it obviously plays run on. That suits the horses like Master Crusader, Lost and Running, Classique Legend. But for mine, I think it's a watch and learn and possibly betting prospect going forward into the Everest. But Louis, any opinion on your end?
Yeah, I'm staying out of that market. I will say, Gano, that Nature Strip had a track gallop on Saturday between races. So, again, kept up to the mark a bit. Look, I've never been Team Nature Strip for no other reason than I just want to take it on for no reason. You know what I mean? But, look, I'll admit, after watching Eduardo, knowing Marzu, Classique Legend, Lost and Running, I'm with Dino. 250, I would have thought, I could have thought close to even money, to be honest.
Yeah, agree.
So, look, if you're a Nature Strip fan, and he's a very good horse, I don't need to tell you that, 280 is a pretty good price, I think, in the all-in. Let's move to the Group 1, the George Main Stakes. Little recap of what's been happening in the George Main last 6 years. Very elegant one this last year. Second up off a second in the Group 1 Winx Stakes. Speaking of the Winx Stakes, even back when it was called the Group 2 Warwick Stakes, they're all coming through that race to get to this race. So that's the form line you want to be looking at. And, of course, Animo won it this year. All horses in the last 6 years have been second or third up, 3 second up, 3 third up. So it's a really interesting mix there, but pretty much tells you where you want to be. I'll go to you, Gano, first for the George Main. I'll do a quick market, though, before I get to you. And they've put them out of order here, of course, so that's not going to help me. What was
I got it in for you, Louis. Let me go, mate. $90. You got it?
Yeah. No, you go. Mine's not there.
We've got Anamoto $1.90, Zaki doubtful $4.50, Fangirl $6, Duas $8, Hinged $11, Ice Bath $11, Profondo $11, and that of course is courtesy of Tab. Dino,
Beauty, who's your bet?
I've got no real opinion in the race, fellas. I'll say this: Zaki, I would have probably been on top and probably been quite keen to back him here if he was, but doubtful. I'm not sure what the stable's doing. I wouldn't mind him having 3 weeks off after that gutbuster first up. Fangirl dual nom for the Bill Ritchie. So Joy is huge first up. Just a messy race in my head. So I'll throw straight back to you, Gunnar. Opinion?
Yeah, I really want to back Fangirl. I'm not convinced, given this nom for the Bill Ritchie, I don't want to chime in and take it. So, and I'm not convinced. Why is that? Because I'm sick of loving on horses that don't roll up. Unbelievable. Bella Nipotina. Just follow Shades of Rose and anyway. So I won't take the $6 now. It'll probably be $5 anyway on Saturday. So I don't think we're going to get any reach doing that sort of thing. Louis, what's your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I'm with you. I wrote this up before I knew that she was nominated for the other race, Fangirl. Huge to the line in the Group 1 wings behind Animo, 1,600 now, yes. I think if any of them are going to turn the table on Animo, maybe it's got to be her. Like Profondo at $11 could seem a bit of value. I thought it was tough in that Wink Stakes. But, I mean, Animo beat it by 1,000 lengths. Like, even with a suck run, I don't think Profondo could beat Animo there. And again, look, I don't want to come onto this show and say let's all pile into the $1.90 Animo.
Yeah,
it's got lengths on them, to be fair, and is probably it's maybe a touch unders, but it's not far from it. But so I just thought Fangirl at $6. But if she goes to the other race, this Animo could start. What could this start if Zaki's not there and Fangirl's not there?
Generally, $1.70.
It'll be short.
To be sure.
It was very, very short.
I tell you what, you want to be backing Fangirl at this track setup. Assuming we get middle draw, something middle, anywhere 2 to 7 would be fantastic.
Just drier. Just a little bit drier.
Yeah, we should be soft 7.
Yeah, I think soft 6 and better. Back and back.
Love it. Yeah. Righto. That's it, boys. Give us your midweek best bets. Louis, kick us off.
Me?
Yeah. Off you go, mate.
I struggled this week at Sandown. I think I said that last week too, but it's true. I've gone.
You backed the winner, mate. You see us into a $6 winner last week.
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
How much of a struggle was it?
Did I?
Here he is.
I'm on Sandown race 6, number 17, Obfuscation. So obviously by that number on its saddlecloth, it's not a confirmed starter in the field, but hopefully it'll go close. It was very good first up, ran third at Sale, caught behind horses at a very crucial stage, top of the straight. Once it got clear, final furlong was meeting fastest. Its last 6 and 4 was 7 lengths quicker than all benchmark average through the line. So I think now second up, if it can gain a start, I think Damien Lane's booked to ride. So race 6, number 17, hopefully makes the field. Dino?
I'll throw off. I forgot to throw off my a couple from the futures as well. I'll mention them real quick before Wednesday. T Rose Zugotcha, I think, wins, and the best all in play in the Kingston Town Benno goes around. He'll be winning and mighty hard to beat. Wednesday best bets. Race 2 at Warwick Farm. A very smart filly for the Godolphin Yard. Pirelli. She's a half to Siege and Heresy. James McDonald book Barrier 4. She'll be winning. So there's a couple for the weekend. And
got a price out yet?
No, I'm waiting. I've got the sniper loaded, ready to knock it all off.
Outstanding. Well, there you go, punters. You can back Dino's. Before you back Dino's, let's go to Taree tomorrow, race 2, number 14, Wonder Brahma, and then just back that, then all up it into Dino's, and then Louis will get scratched, and you will get a return. You beauty. Right,
you beauty. 3 from 3.
3 from 3. Thank you very much, gents. Until next week.
See ya.
Cheers, fellas.